Welcome to Tactical Takeover, where I go through and preview the game against Aston Villa on Saturday, where we kick off our Premier League campaign. And those that were with me towards the end of last season will remember these shows. It's where I go through, I talk about, the tactical setup, the lineups, what I'd like to see, not necessarily what I think Lopetegui is going to do. It's going to be what I'd like to see out there. And with 8 new signings and a different style of play, I've got a feeling I'm going to be way off base with what I think we're going to be setting up like on Saturday afternoon. Before I get into that, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button because it goes a long way in getting this channel out there a little bit further. I'm pushing towards 1,600 subscribers, which might not sound a lot compared to some of the big boys out there, but it's going to be a milestone for me. I think I need 18 subscribers now to get to that 1,600 mark. So if you haven't done so already, just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you're notified when I do any other content. And unlike the video, because it will put it out there with YouTube sharing me saying that I'm a want to be watched video, let's put it that way. So let's get into it. 8 new signings under Lopetegui and Steiden. It's exciting. I'm excited. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm coming into this season with optimism, excitement. Probably like most of you out there. And I've got to say, I've not felt this way for a few seasons now. I know we've had Europe, and I know that things have been, better up until maybe last season. David Moyes' last season in charge, where it was a bit drab, it was a bit boring. So the excitement comes from the fact that, Lopetegui, an ex-Real Madrid manager, an ex-Spain manager, he won European competitions with Seville. So, we've got reason to be excited. The new players coming in, reasons to be excited. Now, that being said, we're in a situation where the starting 11, as we would know it, is going to be completely changed. We're going to be looking at, new players in different positions. We're going to be looking at old faces that are just, going to have to be content with places on the bench. And if you look at the way that we've set up under Lopetegui so far, there's been a couple of different formations. There's been a 4-2-3-1. There's been a 4-3-3. There's been a 4-1-4-1 at points. And that's where I'm going to go. I'd like to see the 4-1-4-1 formation. Now, there's going to be a few of you out there that are going to be looking and watching this video going, no, it doesn't work for me. I'm going to give you my reasons as to why I think this could work for us. I'm going to bring up my lineup. Now, this is my lineup. This isn't, shall we say, how I believe Lopetegui is going to go. This is what I'd like to see. Now, my issue with my lineup is it includes the entire 8 of the new signings. And all 8? Have I gone with all 8? Let's have a look. Let's put them up. So there's my lineup. Ooh, there's my lineup. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the new signings I've not got Fotheringham in there. Yeah, maybe not. So take a look at this lineup. I've gone with Areola in goal, Emerson, Kilman, Todibo, and Wan-Bissaka as your back 4, and Rodriguez in front of them. Then you have Paqueta and Kudus as your midfielders. Bear with me. Don't start with the hate just yet. We'll get there and you'll understand. I've gone Somerville on the left wing, which would then relegate Guilherme to the bench, but I would have him now. I've got Bowen on the right wing, and I've gone with Fulkrug up top. Now, The reason I've gone with this, I'm going to come back off of that, and we'll go back in and off with that lineup as I go. And the reason I've gone with that lineup is I'm excited about the options that it provides us as a 4-1-4-1. Now, when we brought Anderson in from Lazio a number of years ago, and I believe our opening game of the season was against Liverpool, I was on holiday in Turkey and we got spanked. Liverpool put 4 past us and we looked in complete and utter disarray. It was a hard watch. But one thing I remember seeing in that game was that Anderson, he didn't track back. Felipe Anderson was one of the players that we brought in from Italy, and he wasn't a defensive player. Now, the games that I've seen from Italy that involved Anderson when he was at Lazio, the attacking players attacked and the defending players defended, which meant that the defensive players didn't cross the halfway line unless it was a dead ball situation, a free kick, corner, sometimes throw-ins. And the attacking players very rarely dropped deep unless, there was overlaps or pressure was being applied. Now, Anderson didn't do that in the Liverpool game. We were very exposed down our left-hand side and we conceded 4 goals. Now, if I go back to this lineup, you take a look. I want to kind of employ the same structure as the Italian games that I remember watching. The 5 defensive players there, and Emerson, Kilman, Todibo, Wan-Bissaka, Rodriguez. I wouldn't have them cross the halfway line unless it was for a dead ball situation. They're my defenders, and that's what I want you to do. And the same with the other 5 there. Paqueta, Kudus, Somerville, Bowen, Fulcrook. Unless we're defending a corner or a free kick, you don't come back past that line. If the left and right backs do start to overlap, then I would expect to see maybe Paqueta and Kudus drop wide, come out. As you can see here, they come out and they support. Paqueta would support Emerson. Kudus would then support Wan-Bissaka, and you kind of got that defensive kind of situation. But then that leaves the pace of Somerville, Bowen for the quick breakaways. Some things I've noticed during pre-season is we're playing the ball around. This is one of the things, one of the reasons I believe we went and got Wan-Bissaka. If you watch the game against Celta Vigo at the weekend, when we were playing out with the ball, and I think I mentioned this on a previous video, when we were playing out with the ball, everything seemed to go over to the left. It just, to the left. It went over that way because they weren't confident, or J-Lo and the back 3, if you want, weren't comfortable with Soufal being trusted to pass the ball out from the back. That sounds awful without going long, okay? And a lot of our stuff came out and it went to, Mavropanos, Kilman, Emerson, Areola, Emerson, Kilman, Areola, Mavropanos, Kilman, Emerson. You get the idea. They kind of avoided giving it to Soufal, and then we played out. The other option is we've got the probability of long passes. As I've said, again, previous video, they're not long balls if they're a direct pass. A long ball for me is a punt forward and hope your striker gets on the end of it, gets a flick on, or we win the second ball. A long pass is something that Agard is very capable of, that Kilman, Todibo, very, very capable of these 50, 60-yard passes. And if you've got them doing that and you've got those 5 players finding space, creating openings, the possibility of then maybe even Rodriguez threading the pass into that, them open midfield spaces that Paqueta and Kudus are going to be operating in. For me, it's a great prospect. It's a great feeling to know that if we're going to nick those balls nick the balls back, win them back, and get forward quicker. Gio over on Hammer's chat has not Gio, Gonzo over on Hammer's chat has mentioned it a few times. Getting the ball forward as quickly as possible in the least amount of passes. Doesn't necessarily indicate long ball or punt and run, indicates direct passing. You know, if Bowen is away on that right-hand side and Kilman sprays a 60-yard pass from left to right into Bowen, into his feet, onto his chest, and then Bowen is able to then continue down that right-hand side. For me, that's not long ball football. That's directness, and it's direct with an end product, hopefully. You know, we get the ball into the box, Fulkrug, Somerville at the back post, Caduce. You know, this kind of situation is exciting, and I'd like to see that. I'd like to see the back five defend and the front five attack. Only will those roles swap if you kind of see us being overloaded slightly, as I see Paquetá, Caduce, or even Bowen and Caduce going out wide. And, you know, corners, free kicks, etc. Now, Villa are a good side. I'm unsure from what I've been reading whether Watkins starts on Saturday. I'm not sure if that's because, I mean, I don't think he's played much, if any, pre-season since he come back. You'll bear in mind, Bowen featured against Celta Vigo. I think, you know, you pretty much he's nailed on to start. But with Watkins, I'm unsure, and he's the guy that scares me. You know, they went out and they sold Douglas. I can never remember his name. Anyway, he went with Alicia Lehrman to Juventus, balancing some books. You know, they've gone out and bought some players in, but Watkins is the one that I fear the most. Watkins is the one that concerns me the most. Now, if we're clever, I say if we're clever, we are clever. We've gone out and we've signed Kilman. We've gone out and we've signed Todibo and Wan-Bissaka. We've pretty much upgraded every position other than Emerson in our back line. Yeah? Kilman over Ogbonna, Todibo over Mavropanos or Agerd, Wan-Bissaka over Soufal. It's an improvement, vast improvement across those three positions. So 3/4 of our back line are now changed. Alvarez obviously is still on his way to recovery after, you know, pulling up in the in the Copa America. So he's still en route to try and get back, which is why having Rodriguez in there. Remember, last season we lost Alvarez for a few crucial and key games. Having Rodriguez in there to replace him is absolutely fantastic. You know, yes, he's 31, but it also allows the likes of Potts, Orford, George Earthy, you know, these young lads to go out on loan, get some experience. You know, Potts went away to Wickham last year. Absolutely fantastic. Came back with 2 awards in his pocket, you know, Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year. We've got currently 8 players out on loan from the under-21 squad. George Earthy, I'm not sure if it's been confirmed yet, but he's going to Bristol City on loan. Callum Marshall, Huddersfield Town, scored and assisted one in their cup game the other night, Carabao Cup. On his debut, scored and assisted. So he's already done better than he did last year at West Bromwich Albion. Patrick Kelly's gone to Doncaster. Levi Lang has gone to Cheltenham. Michael Forbes, Bristol Rovers. Mason Terry, Hornchurch. And Andre Abraham has gone to Concord Rangers. The loan players there, I will be doing some updates with those maybe every couple of weeks with the content. The Lone Rangers, I may well call it, and just keep you updated with those guys and obviously how they're getting on. But back to the Villa game, that's my formation. That's the kind of tactical setup I want to see. I want to see us playing on the front foot. I want to see us keeping the ball. I want to try and erase the memories that we've had of being a very defensive side and trying to hit on the counter-attack constantly. I want us to be confident with the ball. I want us to be able to keep the ball, use the ball, draw the players onto us, and then hit the balls, you know, as I say, 50, 60 yards into Bowen, Kudus, Paqueta, Somerville. And we can, you know, we can attack. That's what I'm hoping. I'll be honest, I had a dream last night, and we won 3-1 in my dream. And I came on this video and we played exactly like I said we were going to in this. And I came back to the video and I said, I told you so. So I'm going to go 3-1. And I'm going to say Fulkrug will score. I'm going to say Somerville will score. And I'm going to say Mohamed Kudus will score. And we're going to be an absolutely phenomenal side in this first game. That's my hope, my opinion. Excuse the sirens. Leave your comments below, guys, on my formation. Tell me what you'd like to see. Tell me your thoughts on my kind of tactical style of play. You know, the 5 defending, the 5 attacking. Come back to me with what you think. I'm not saying that you're going to be wrong. I'm not saying I'm going to be completely right or right in any way, shape or form. But what I'm saying is that's my opinion. That's what I'd like to see. And I think that would benefit what we've got in the players that we've got and how we can play. I will see you again soon. As I say, keep an eye out for new content on the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. And as I say, you'll then get notifications to your phone as to when I upload new stuff, or even if I go live. Look out for the Lone Rangers show that I'm going to put together regarding the young players out on loan. And maybe, just maybe, we'll bring back Hammer Time of Our Lives. Take care, guys. Come on, you irons.